What's up, Pisces? This is your monthly overview reading for the month of March 2023. I'm going to be explaining everything, what to look out for this month, talk about the two houses that will be highlighted as these planets move through these places, these areas of life for you this coming month. We're going to talk about the new moon and the full moon of this month. And we're going to be also talking about these huge planetary shifts that are going to change the world for us. I've mentioned this in all my other videos. March is like the biggest month of 2023. We have a lot to talk about, so stick around. This is your video if you are a Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, or you fall for any other Pisces placements for you. This will be your video. So what's going on in March and why is this a big month? Well, first of all, which I will mention before I really get into this is birthday time for you Pisces. You know, we're still in your season. You know, this is like refreshing your energy. This is giving you all the wishes that you've wanted. You know, this is your season. So if your birthday hasn't come yet and then you're waiting till the March time, happy birthday, happy solar return, I should say. Or I should say, whatever placements you have in the sign of Pisces will literally, you know, refresh that energy, refresh that planet's energy, I should say. So happy solar return to all those Pisces out there. Happy birthday. Enjoy the month. You know, keep doing what, you know, keep creating all these hopes and dreams and these wishes, because you have to intend that, and eventually the universe will, you know, give it to you, and you'll eventually gain what you want. You gain what you wished for, I should say. Okay, so let's get into this. So this trend will continue, like I said, and we are still in your season, Pisces season. The sun will continue to travel here, where we have Mercury entering the sign of a Pisces right at the beginning of the month, and this is gonna shift your mindset. What is Mercury? Mercury is the way we communicate. Mercury is the way we, you know, process information. It's about transportation. It's about learning. It's about, you know, just expressing ourselves and communicating. But it's in the sign of Pisces. It doesn't really like to be here. It's not its favorite sign to be in. Mercury likes to be in the two signs of Virgo and Gemini. You know, it's all about socializing, focusing on the details, being more practical and rational. You know, it's the rational side. Mercury being in the sign of Pisces, is entering a Jupiter-ruled sign. So this is like all about expansions, about, you know, spirituality, having faith, being more idealistic and creative. So you're gonna have to like communicate in a more creative or idealistic or artistic kind of way. It sometimes can be poetic. I've noticed a lot of Mercury and Pisces people, they're very poetic in the way they talk or the way they express themselves. So it's a really interesting placement, honestly. So even if you think you have a bad placement, Mercury, it's really not a bad place, honestly. Nothing's a bad place. It's just in a place that Mercury doesn't like to be in. So nothing negative to say about that. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I think that's yeah. Okay, what else can I say? Is there anything else I want to mention? It's in your first house. It's in your first house, so this is kind of like having more of like a creative personality, creative approach, creative impressions. You know, very idealistic and, you know, spiritual kind of way of like communicating or something like that. It's in your first house too, so this is about identity and all the stuff that I just mentioned. So, you know, the sun's still focusing on that too. It's focusing on yourself, focusing on what else can I say? Just appearance. Like if you're like trying to look a certain way, this is a great time to just like, you know, try something new for yourself. The way you look, try like new clothes, a new hairdo or whatever, get a haircut or whatever. All that stuff is happening. So the next thing happening is the full moon happening in your 7th whole sign house of Virgo, followed by Saturn entering Pisces, which I will talk about right after this full moon Virgo. So the moon is about our emotions. It's entering this. It's in the sign of Virgo. This is about, you know, being more practical. This is about being more detail oriented, being more grounded in the way you feel. This can be a bit critical at times. But this is like kind of really looking at the facts and the rational side it is a full moon. It's culminating. Things are becoming into fruition. It's illuminating what we don't normally see. The moon's over here reflecting all of this huge stellium happening in your first house of Pisces. So, this is kind of finding some balance between yourself and your relationships. Maybe your relationships can help you, focus on the details of, the way you express your personality. Maybe they can kind of, what's the word? It's basically understand the way you project onto others. And the moon in Virgo is kind of showing you this, and this could even be about business contracts. This could be about marriage, just support from others. You're finding a balance between these, this access. It could be accepting at times, but it could also create more challenges. Because it is a polarized. It is your polar opposite sign, so not too big of a deal. But let's get to Saturn entering Pisces, your first whole sign house. So this is one of the big transits that are happening. This is the big shift in energy. I should say. What is Saturn? Saturn's about reality. It's about authority figures. It's about constructing things. It's about building things. It's about the long term, your long-term goals, your long-term energy, the time you put into these long-term goals. That's what, Saturn is about time. It's Chronos. I believe that's Greek for time or something. I don't know. Something like that. So it's about time. Just wanted to mention that. But it's entering the sign of Pisces. This is kind of a different kind of energy. Like I mentioned before, Pisces is a Jupiter-ruled sign. And, it's all about spirituality. It's about boundlessness. It's about, creativity. And Saturn, is all about, restrictions. It's about limitations, forming boundaries. But Saturn entering your first house, I would say this could create a lot more restrictions in the way you present yourself. That's just something that I'm kind of getting at that. But if there's something that you want to work towards, work hard for, that has to do with your identity or how you present yourself, you're gonna be tested over the next 2.5 to 3 years, because this is how long Saturn's gonna stay here in your sign. So yeah, you're gonna be tested in the way you present yourself. You're gonna be tested in creating a new character, the way you present your character, your identity, who you are. You're gonna have to maybe be more disciplined in a way, I could say, which isn't a bad thing. We all need discipline once in a while. Nothing bad about that. But yes, Saturn can be difficult at times, but Saturn wants us to do a step-by-step hard work task to earn or to achieve our goals that we put our time into. So just think about this. This is going to be the theme over the next couple years. Let's see. Yeah, and also Saturn, the planet of reality, entering the sign of Pisces, which is about, boundlessness. You're going to have to maybe contain yourself. Like I said, you're going to have to restrict something to do with the way you present yourself. You're going to have to contain your energy wisely, maybe during this the next few years, into presenting a more mature personality like that. I think that's what I could really say about that. So look at this huge stellium happening. There's a huge focus on yourself, Pisces, this month. This is, and over the next few years, honestly. But there's everything. There's so many planets here. But this will change. Everything, all these planets will shift into Aries later on, which I will get to. So let's go to the next thing, which is, what is it? I think it's, whoops, hold on one sec. Let me switch this. Okay. All right. And then I believe it's Venus. Yeah, Venus is entering your third whole sign house of Taurus. So Venus loves to be in Taurus. She rules Taurus. It's entering your third house. Let's see what does Venus rule? Venus rules love. It rules relationships. It's how we relate. It rules attraction. It rules desires. What else? What else can I say about that? It rules finances, self-esteem, self-worth, enjoyment. I don't know if I mentioned that. And this is just, it's entering your third whole sign house, which is, you know, mainly about your local neighborhood. It could represent siblings. It could represent relatives. It could represent, you know, new interests that you find attractive. Or you can, you know, interact with more people on social media and find more attractive, you know, relationships in that way. Or maybe how to earn more or educate yourself more. That's another third house topic. And Venus is going to be crossing over the North Node in Taurus, which is going to amplify this desire and hunger for like wanting more stability because it's in the sign of Taurus. You're going to want more comfort. What else could I say? Let me just look at my notes here. Just you might want to like indulge more into like the sweet stuff, the sweet sides of life when Venus is entering the third house. So maybe like spending time with close friends or siblings or people in your neighborhood, and you just kind of like enjoy, you know, some like create more enjoyment in that area of life, like the sensual side, sensual enjoyment, I should say. But yeah, you're gonna want more stability. This North Node is like where we're headed to. Wherever the North Node is in any of these signs is like is what we're destined to head towards. And it is about, you know, it's gonna feel uncomfortable at times too, but I believe it looks good. Honestly, it looks good to me. Venus is home in her home sign. She's ruled by all this. She's ruling all the North Node and also Uranus, which Venus will conjunct Uranus later on, and that will, you know, create unexpected, you know, experiences with pleasures, with friendships, with, you know, finances, with love, all this stuff. Like, you know, create more love with, you know, the people in your environment, which can be very exciting, you know, honestly. So if you have been kind of, you know, feeling stagnant or not really receiving it, Uranus does create a lot of chaotic energy, but Uranus wants us to like think outside the box of what else is possible to, like, you know, and it's into your third house. So it's like, just think about these things about like your local environment, social media, connecting with siblings and friends and all that stuff. So that's gonna be the theme here as Venus travels through Taurus. So the next thing, what's the next thing? Okay, the next thing is Mercury entering the sign of Aries into your second whole sign house. So Mercury is getting out of its sign of fall. You know, it's moving into Aries. Mercury in Aries is very sharp in the way it communicates. It's very energetic. It's very just like quick to like say things, and it's just like, it's very sharp at times. At times, I wouldn't say it's too sharp. That's kind of like a Mercury in Scorpio, like very stingy. But Mercury in Aries is very energetic. It's very passionate. It's just very like, it can be impulsive at times. But having Mercury entering the second house, this is just having your mindset focus on, you know, finances. How can you earn more finances? You might be investing more. Either with values or possessions or any material goods or items. You're going to be focusing on that, you know, your priorities, what's supporting you, what can you support yourself with, and then followed by the sun entering, let me just get the moon there too. Okay, so the sun will enter the sign of Aries as well. It's followed by the new moon, which I will get to. But look at all these planets are in your second whole sign house. Like I said, you had the stellium in your first house. Now they all moved into your second whole sign house of Aries, and this is focusing on your personal finances, your personal resources, what you can do to support yourself. This is putting more energy into your values and your possessions, your work ethic. What else can I say? Maybe into a savings. I mean, you do have Jupiter here, which could be expanding your money, your finances. So this could help you create more like of a savings account. But you're going to have a lot more passionate energy, a lot more energetic ambitions to like put all of your energy into like earning money or earning like valuable items that you want that can support you better, I should say. And having this new moon here is just going to be refreshing all of these topics that I just mentioned. This is a new beginning. The sun is entering its exalted sign of Aries. It loves to be in the sign of Aries. This is the spring equinox. Things are beginning, things are birthing, things are starting up, things are initiating in this area of life. So there's, like, if you have been thinking about wanting to earn money or do something to support yourself better, this will be the time to go for it. This is just starting a whole new chapter, honestly. And this will give you the energy to do it. I'm telling you, just do it. That's kind of like mainly it's kind of like Jupiter in Aries. It's just like, just do it, just go for it. And having the sun there is like, yes, I will show you that I can do this. Let's see. Okay, so the next thing, the next thing happening is, let me get this right. Hold on a sec. Let me change this back to, whoops. Oh, no. Right there. Okay, so Pluto is entering your 12th whole sign house of Aquarius. This is another huge shift happening this month. And let's just talk about what Pluto is. Pluto is about power. Pluto is about not transportation, it's about transformation. It's about the darker sides of life. It can represent corporations, governments. It can represent obsessions. What else? Yeah, and having Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius is about, about the future, innovation, about like humanitarian stuff. And it's entering your 12th whole sign house. Pluto will be kind of doing this back and forth thing, doing retrograde back into Capricorn, moving into Aquarius, going back into Cap. It's doing this swinging like back and forth thing over the next couple of years. But this will give you like a glimpse of like what's about to change in your 12th house area of life, which is about your subconscious side, your spiritual side. This can be about your blind spots. This can be about your mental side, mental illness. Maybe you'll eventually like heal some type of mental illness that you've had. This can be about hidden enemies. That's another 12th house things. But you're gonna start to, I should say another thing. 12th house is about addictions too. So just think about all these things because Pluto will be transiting this sign for the next 20 years. But right now, because Pluto's gonna just like is just opening the door, he's gonna give you a glimpse into the future of what is about to change for your like psychological subconscious mind. So a lot of things are gonna be changing here for you guys. Just keep that in mind. So this is gonna be a long transit too, so you're not gonna really understand it until like Pluto really gets into the sign of Aquarius, which is the next couple years from now. But eventually when Pluto goes through the whole sign, you'll start to understand and see this part of your life change on a whole new level. And the last thing I want to talk about is Mars entering your 5th whole sign house of Cancer. This will probably be a lot smoother and create more harmonious flow for Pisces because it is a water sign. It's creating a trine to your placements. So what's Mars about? Mars is about our actions. It's about our drives. It's about passion. It's about sex. It's about ambitions. It's about cutting. It's about severing. It's about survival instincts. It's entering the sign of a Cancer. This isn't Mars's favorite place to be in. It's in its sign of fall. That doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing, but it can bring like more emotional or passive aggressive kind of energy to this area of life, which is your creative side, which is about romance, which is about love. It could represent children. Maybe, putting more energy into your, into entertaining your children if you have any, or being more playful with your children. This could be a fertile time, if you're thinking about kids or something. Mars does represent sex, so I'm just saying. So what else can I say? You're gonna put a lot of energy into your creative side. That's like the main thing I could say. Like, just because Mars is in its fall doesn't mean that like your creative side is going to be horrible. No, your Mars is still about action and drive. So you're going to put a lot more energy into like maybe a hobby or something, or into like new love interest, or what else could I say? It can create drama, I guess, because I mean Mars does also represent confrontation, but just that, set that aside. But yeah, that's what I'm getting here from that. So it could be exciting. I won't say it's gonna be bad for you, because it isn't a water sign, so that's a good thing. You need that. You accept the water energy. But yeah, overall this month for you Pisces, it's really just about like really transforming and changing the way you know, present yourself. Like, it's a huge month. I mean, I know it's birthday time, but we have a lot of planets like going through your sign, your first house of Pisces this month, and then these planets will move into your second whole sign house, which is about, you know, putting more time and energy into investments and your financial side and all that. So yeah, like, yeah, just enjoy this month, you know, enjoy your birthday, you know, season. I hope every dream and wish comes true for you. And if you want more information, look in the description below, and I will see you in the next video.